Hello everyone and welcome to eCoreAcademy. My name is Anita Raj and I'm going to be your teacher for today's eCore Express Java lesson. Our lesson is going to be focusing on installation specifically of Java, Eclipse, and Turtle Graphics to your operating system, which may be Windows, Mac OS, or Linux. So that's our goal today, and at the end of the video I'll also give you links to all these resources that you'll need to do it on your own computer, including a way to troubleshoot. I'll go through the steps one by one by sharing my screen, and I'm going to be going through them pretty quickly, so please feel free to pause or slow down the video to help yourself out. Without further ado, let's jump right into the lesson, but before I do, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell, and share using our socials. Everyone, I'm just in the corner now, shrunk a little bit, but I'm going to be showing you how to first install Java very quickly. So I want you to go to your search engine. Here I'm on Google Chrome, and go to the search bar and type in Java JDK download. Then just hit enter so that you search for it, and click the first link, which is Java Downloads Oracle. And I'll let that load. And once it does, just scroll down and you will see 3 operating systems: Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. Because my device is a Windows device, I'm going to be demonstrating how to do this on Windows, but Mac OS pretty much just follows the same thing as a Windows device. So then I'm going to click on Windows, and as you can see up here, Java 18 and Java 17 are available for download. So what these numbers really indicate is the version of Java we're downloading. We always want the latest version for our operating systems, and for me it's going to be Java 18. So I don't know what time it is when you're watching this video, but just make sure you download the latest version of Java, which should be available pretty easily. Also, the reason I'm not going to be touching on Linux much is because it's a little bit complicated. So again, I'm just going to be focusing on the process in Windows, which can be replicated on Mac OS. So once you scroll down, you can click which operating system is yours. Again, I'm going to be doing Windows. And go down to the 64-bit installer. This is what we're going to be using to download, and we can just download by clicking this link right here. As you can see, the download is coming up on my screen, so I'm just going to give it a few seconds so that it can download to my operating system. And once that is over, you just click on the file to open it. Now it should be done. So I just clicked on the file and just give it a few seconds and you'll get this panel to come up. It'll be, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? And what we want to do is click yes. So once we click yes, after we click yes, an installation wizard should come up. On my computer, it says it's already been installed, but I'm just going to say reinstall it yes so that I can demonstrate it to you. Just give it a few seconds. Now the installation wizard is going to pop up and it looks like this. Once you get the installation wizard to pop up, you're really just going to keep hitting next, next, next as we continue on, and then we're going to wait for this bar to load. And all this is doing is just downloading Java to your operating system. So we're going to wait a little bit to let it download, so just be patient. And afterwards, we'll get this final confirmation message saying Java has been successfully downloaded to our operating system, which is exactly what we want. After this, we're going to jump into how to download Eclipse. Eclipse is an integrated development environment, also known as an IDE, that is going to act as our Java programming workspace so we can develop applications and programs in it, again, using Java. So essentially, it's going to be where we will be writing our code, and it's also going to be where we're going to execute our code. So let's jump into how do we install it. We're going to go to Google Chrome or search engine again, and you're going to type in install Eclipse. Install Eclipse. And hit enter. We're going to click on the very first link that comes up. Luckily, this link is like an instructional website along with the website where you can download Eclipse. If you have a Windows, this is going to be pretty normal. And if you have a Mac OS or a Linux operating system, the only difference is that you're going to have to unzip the file once it downloads. Because I have Windows, I'm just going to demonstrate how to do it that way. But again, if you have another operating system, make sure you unzip the file after downloading it so that you can access the installer. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the package Eclipse IDE for Java developers, and we're going to install that. So if we scroll down, we are going to download the Eclipse installer from here, just by clicking this link, and we're going to click on this section, this icon right here, download this, and we're just going to hit download. So you're going to see it downloads down here, and we're just going to give it a little bit of time. I already have Eclipse on my system, but I'm just going to show you how to do it on yours, assuming that you do not have Eclipse already downloaded. So I'm just going to give it one more second to download, and then we're going to click on the file to open it, and we will get the installer so that we can finally launch Eclipse. But it's going to take a few seconds to get it to come up. And now we have the Eclipse installer. So give it a few seconds, and you will be able to select the very first option, which is Eclipse IDE for Java developers. So click on that, and you're going to hit install. I'm not going to hit install because I already have Eclipse on my system, but make sure you hit install. And then I will come back and show you how do we use Eclipse for the basics, just so you're ready to jump right into the first lesson of the next video where we're going to be coding. And I'm going to be showing you a very basic tutorial of how to navigate your way around Eclipse. Here I've opened my already existing workspace. Yours might be white depending on what operating system you're using, but again, you're going to be working with a fresh workspace. This is the workspace I've been using for years, but I'm still going to show you the exact same concepts and your way to navigate around Eclipse. So the first thing we want to do is we can change our perspective to make it a little bit more coding friendly. And what do I mean by this? By making coding friendly, on the left, we can get your taskbar set up where you can see your package explorer. You can see all of the different projects you have. And then when you open those projects up, you will see the SRC packages and classes. So it's a lot more friendly to navigate. And then on your right up here in this area that I'm waving with my mouse, you'll be able to actually write your code. And down here, your console window will show up. Your console window is essentially where after you hit run, which is this green button up here, after you hit run for your code and you make sure there are no errors, the console is essentially where your code, the output, will be displayed. So let me show you how to get that set up. So now what we're going to do to get the coding friendly perspective is we're going to go up to window, we're going to go down to we're going to go down to perspective, and we are going to go over to open perspective. For me, I have debug and Java browsing because my workspace is already set up how I want it to be, but I'm just going to show you, let's say you were in debug perspective, because again, you're opening Eclipse up fresh. So it's not going to be set up exactly the way you want it to be. So let's say you are on a different kind of settings. Your screen didn't look like the way my screen looked like. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up to window, go down to perspective, go to open perspective, and then you're going to get an option for Java. So we're going to click Java, and you should come to this screen, or you should have a screen where you have this package explorer on the left, an area to write your code over here, and then a console window down here. It's just that I've kind of customized my workspace, so that's why it looks a little bit different, but you should be perfectly fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create where we're going to store the work that you do during this course. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go up to File, and we are going to go over to New, and we're going to select Java Project. After we select Java Project, you're just going to enter the project name here. For example, I'm just going to type Java in, and then I'm going to hit Finish at the bottom of the screen. And it'll ask you if you want to create a module, and you just say yes. It'll create a module within the folder. And here you can see my newest Java project. So this is going to be your folder. And really, Eclipse is super organized. So you're going to have to create these folders so that you can store your classes, which is where you're going to be doing your Java work, within a package, within an SRC. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So now you've downloaded the folder. We're going to go down to your SRC, which is like the source folder. What we're going to do now is we are going to left click SRC. We're going to go over to New, and then we are going to click Package. So our package you can think of as like a unit or a divider. A package is I use pack when I was coding, I used packages to divide the units I was coding. Since our first unit is going to be input and output, I'm just going to type input output. Also, I want you to take notice of the way I named this package along with the way I named the project. You always start these names with a capital letter at the front and try to avoid any numbers. Again, start with a capital letter, no spaces, and do your best to avoid numbers. So now that I've named our package, I'm going to finish, and my package has been created right here. You can see input output. Now, within the package, we have to create a class. A class is essentially where you're going to be doing your Java programming. A class you can think of as now I'm going to get in a little bit of object oriented, but a class is where you find objects that you're going to be coding with, objects and methods. So think of the class as a car. Within the car are objects like a seat belt, like a steering wheel. There are also going to be methods or functions such as driving, putting the brake on the vehicle. This is a little bit more complicated stuff that we're going to not be covering in the scope of this course, but it's important to understand what you are creating and where you are keeping your code. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to right click our input output package. We're going to go over to new and we're going to go down to class. When we hit class, we're going to name it the same way. Again, start with the capital letter, no spaces, try to avoid any numbers, and then we're going to just name it, let's say, exercise. After we name it exercise, we're going to come down here. Which method stubs would you like to create? Make sure you check off public static void main. So essentially, this means that the class you're creating is going to be the core program for the program you're writing. Later on when we get to methods, we're going to be talking about how we're going to be calling functions into main classes. This is what we're creating right now, a main class. How we're going to be calling methods into main classes. And remember, the main class, once you hit play or you run that, that's where the program is going to be pulled from so that the console kind of executes the task you want. So the main class is important in such a way that it doesn't have parameters or returns like a method class. And in order to kind of tell Eclipse, this is my main class, I want you to run my program from this class, you have to check off public static void main. After that, we hit finish, and you should have your class come up here. So it tells you what package it's in, that it's a public class, meaning it's the main class for your program. And here is where you're going to start coding, where this is where you have the two slashes. This is where you start coding. So pretty much we have everything set up. And last but not least, I just want to show you how to save your work. You're going to come up here. Let's just say I commented. By commenting, you're kind of leaving notes for yourself. So you put slash marks, and I just wrote my name, Anita. If I wanted to save this, I just come up here to this icon, which is save. It's the second icon on the second toolbar. You just hit save, and it's saved. The way you know a file is not saved is if there's an asterisk up here next to the file name. So just hit save, and that asterisk goes away, meaning your work is saved. So that's pretty much it for Eclipse. Lastly, I just want to briefly cover Turtle Graphics. It's a bit of a tricky process to download Turtle Graphics because my school and my coding class actually helped me download Turtle Graphics to my device. But I do want to provide you with a link in the description of this video so that you can go and download Turtle Graphics for yourself. That link has all the instructions you need step by step so you can do it on your own. Because if your school doesn't provide you with Turtle Graphics, you're going to need it so that you can do basic operations like getting input from a user or being able to draw with a digital pen in Java programming. So it's really essential that you download Turtle Graphics to be able to follow along with the exercises we will do in this course. And again, that's pretty much all the downloading you're going to have to do. You're all ready to go for the first lesson. Well, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell, and share using our socials. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope the installation was helpful. And in the next video, we're going to be jumping right into our first unit on inputs and outputs. Bye.